Hello everyone, it's Thursday, day 4 of the transfer window, the second part that's finally open. Arsenal fans, is there good news or is there bad news at the same time? Let's get into this show. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. If you're new, like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload. Give me the first 30 to 50 seconds of your time before you decide to switch off, because Šeško's on his way to Arsenal, but Alexander Isak could be on his way to Liverpool. This news got me so heated I had to bring a towel because it's so hot right now with what I'm about to tell you. Let's start off with the Isak part before we get onto the Šeško part. Let's just get this one out of the way. Isak, to me, should be Arsenal's long-term target. Isak, to us, was told Mikel Arteta loves this player. Mikel Arteta dreams about this player. Mikel Arteta, I'm not going to say wants to have babies with this player, but this is Mikel Arteta's dream signing. So if this is your dream signing, like it was with Dusan Mihajlovic, like it was with Rafinha, like it was with all the other players you keep dreaming about, but you do nothing about, but yet you go and chase someone who we're going to talk about in a moment, and you're going to let him go to Liverpool. When word comes out that it could be an impossible deal to get done with Newcastle, nothing's impossible. You just have to find a way. You just have to find the right words, the right figure to get the player that you want over to your team to complete and compete for major honours. If Liverpool do get Isak, it's not a game wrap and set or a game set and wrap. You know what I mean. It's not. But what it will do is start questioning even more, to the point of, what the hell was you thinking, Mikel Arteta? Why would you let Isak go to Liverpool when he was obtainable after all this time, when we was just told he's not? Okay, pat down moment, pat down moment, pat down moment. It's hot, it's hot. The news is hot and I'm hot. Isak is obtainable, 100% he's obtainable for the right figure, for the right fee, for the right project. And right now, is Arsenal the right project for Isak? Is Isak at the point of thinking, okay, do you know what? If I've got a choice between Liverpool, the current champions, and Arsenal, the current project champions, who should I go to? Do I go to an Arne Slot, who has a team ready for me, or do I go to a Mikel Arteta's team, Arsenal, who is still developing and emerging as one of the best teams in Europe, let alone the world? And you're probably thinking, let me just go to Liverpool, because they're ready made, they won the league, they outdone Arsenal, who's finished second 3 times in a row. That could be a better fit for me. Arne Slot could be a better fit. I've seen what Arteta's doing, and I've seen what Slot has done. You see the difference? Doing and done. And with me there, I could go and win a Champions League and most probably go back-to-back with a team who's looking to go back-to-back for the first time in over 30 years. Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, if this man is available, go and get him. If you're ready to spend 90 to 100 million or 80 to 100 million on a 22-year-old, you might as well go that extra mile and splash another 20 to 30 million on top and go and get Isak. That's my opinion. So, what's your thoughts on that? Isak goes to Liverpool. Is that a fumble by Arteta and Berta? Well, yeah, I'm putting it in there. Or is it's not too bad because the person we're about to talk about, Šeško, could actually be the saviour in disguise? So let's talk about it. With news coming out that Mikel Arteta has won the battle. Šeško is going to be on his way to Arsenal. There's no doubt about it. Personal terms have been agreed. So they say. So they say. Personal terms have been agreed. So you know the next formality, once you agree to personal terms, you just have to go and agree to fee. And that's not going to be a problem because Arsenal know what the parameters are and what it's going to take to get this 22-year-old from Germany over to Arsenal. Sweat moment, pat down, pat down. Is that too much for you, Ty? Is that too much? My point is this. Šeško coming in, I'm okay with it. I am actually cool with it. I was the one who said Šeško reminds me of an Alexander Isak, and yeah, you're thinking I'm going too far. I am not. I'm telling you, Šeško does remind me of an Alexander Isak. He does. Isak wasn't the player that he is now when you first burst onto the scene. Even at the 22 to 23-year-old mark, he wasn't this player that we all crave and desire at Arsenal. He's the player that Isak and that Šeško is now. But Šeško is just actually a bit further ahead than what Isak was at the time, at the same age. Scoring about the same amount of goals. Funny enough, Šeško scores more goals than what Isak did at the same point in Isak's career. So Šeško is actually further in front. But one thing that Šeško gives us, that when we play like a team against Newcastle, what do we struggle? When we play Newcastle, what do we struggle? What can we not do against Newcastle? Nearly 10 seconds. Forget the 10 seconds. Headers. Newcastle have trees when we play against them. We struggle. Šeško is an answer. But the answer I really truly got here from Mikel Arteta is this guy going to start any games at all? And the reason why you have not maybe gone for an Isak is because, I'm going to say it, I know you're saying it, Kai Havertz. Is Kai Havertz the blockage from you going for an Isak? Because if you went for an Isak, is it because you don't know what then to do with a Havertz? Havertz sits on the bench. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe the case is, I still have Havertz, which is still going to help the team. Bring in a Šeško, then he can help and take over the mantle halfway through the season. If I bring in an Isak, literally bam, boom, done, legs cut off, Havertz on the floor. That could be the case. But if that's the case, and that's the case that you brought on yourself. But I think he's just going for a Šeško because at 22 years old, you can mold him into be something that you want. But I don't think Mikel Arteta is going to be here to see the full development of a Benjamin Šeško. But Šeško coming in for a fee that could be 80 to 90 million. Oh my God, see, I say the figure, it makes me want to pat down. With that figure in mind, that is just the way football is right now. If you want a top tier player, and I'm not saying that Šeško is a top tier player, he's a top tier prospect player. That's where he is. Is he going to be able to score, I would say, even a minimum 15 goals in the Premier League? Yeah, I think he can. In the full season, this season coming up, the 25 to 26 season, I do believe he will get at least 15 Premier League goals. Why? Because the service is going to be so much better as to what he gets here at Arsenal than what he did get at Leipzig. 100%, the service you get at Arsenal is this top tier service. You have top tier players here. They may not perform as a top tier, but there's top tier players here who will put things on a plate for you. You just need to have the ability to score the goals. And the amount of chances that we create, even for Kai Havertz, who's not the most prolific scorer, he still managed to get 9 Premier League goals last season, and he was out for the majority of the half of the season. So what's your thoughts so far? Isak off to Liverpool? It's a possibility. Nothing's formal yet. But if Liverpool get Isak, do we just say, Arsenal, you have to bat it out for second with City? Or is Manchester City say going, go and get that lanky fool. We've got our machine. And while Arsenal, you get the fake pretender in Šeško, we're still cool. But then there's a player out there that I haven't even spoke about because I don't think it's a need for Arsenal to even talk about anymore. Jokeres. Does he end up at Manchester United after all this? Does that bring Manchester United back into the fold of, hey, we're coming for that shit. We're coming for your second place, your first place. We're going to be a contender ourselves. Because last season doesn't mean it's going to be this season. And that's why we have to respect the format as to what happens. We can get Šeško and still win the league. Liverpool can still get Isak and still come third. Believe it or not, it's true. And the reason why I say that, sometimes we get hyped up in the name of a player. Just look at Real Madrid. They've got all the superstar names, but they're not a superstar team. And that's the difference. For what Arsenal have done, finishing second, yes, it's not first, hear me out, and we was a mile off last season, but you add on the piece. If you could do all that without a recognised goal scorer, what could happen if you get a player in with the ability of a Šeško? You can go and conquer for years to come. And that could be this upcoming season as well. Why have I not mentioned the left-hand side of Rodrigo or other players? Because we don't need to just yet. But we do know that Arsenal have been talking with Rodrigo's camp, and I'm all up for that. So that's on the next video. We're going to talk about that. We need to talk about Miles Lewis-Skelly, who's now on the verge of signing. Well, he's basically just got to put pen to paper, which I think he has. He's signed a new contract. Thomas Partey's could be on his way out, so we need to talk about another midfielder. We've got so much more to talk about. But today, I just want to quickly jump on, talk about the Šeško situation, the Isak situation. What's going to happen? Are we just going to have a meltdown today, Thursday? Oh my God, pat down, pat down, pat down. We could have a meltdown Thursday, but we can also have a rejoice Thursday because I believe the news is going to come out maybe by tomorrow. The latest Tuesday next week that Arsenal have put in a bid for Šeško, and it's being considered, and it's going to happen. And by Thursday next week, a week from now, Šeško will be an Arsenal player. That meant I said it. Yeah, we'll be going into July we won't be going into July by next week. We'll be coming to the end of June, going into July. Yeah, I'm pretty much right. That's when Arsenal wrap up this deal. That's when Zubimendi will come in. That's when the Miles Lewis-Skelly confirmation will be done. That's when they hear about the Saka deal. That's when we're going to hear about the Saliba deal. That's when we're going to hear about the next midfielder that's going to come in because Thomas Partey is on his way out. Damn it, I said it. I called it this week. And I said the news will break by Wednesday, Thursday that moves are starting to happen. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. You guys have been good. What's your thoughts so far? Leave your comments below. Let's get talking. I need that to happen. Road to 1,000 subscribers is on, and you're going to help me get there by pressing subscribe. I'm sweating. Pat down, pat down. It's so early in the morning. Have a great day. Goodbye.